We are live. How about it? Hey, this is new for me, going live here on Twitter, or X. I like to call it Dale Bird. And welcome to Dale Center, live on X for the first time ever. It's a packed weekend of racing at Texas Motor Speedway. This track behind me is with all due respect, a massive piece of shit. I mean, like I said, with all due respect, a massive piece of shit. But it has kind of turned into a chaos fest. It's kind of turned into an exciting racetrack between all three NASCAR National Series. We've seen a lot of wrecks, a lot of calamity, all sorts of chaos that have flipped races between 2021 and now. I mean, even with the repay back in 2018, it's been chaotic with basically a one groove racetrack. You go outside of the bottom lane, you're basically on ice, especially with the Cup car. So appreciate you, everybody hopping in here. Shout out to our friends over at Advanced, our first official iRacing stream partner. Use promo code DALE at checkout. Find the link in my link tree. Premium performance supplements with promo code DALE to get 10% off. And I'm going to monitor the CW app to see how Xfinity qualifying is going if we get there. I know they're like drying the track right now. They're trying to figure it out. I have no idea if I can even see comments. I'm trying to see. Hold on. I'm going to test out the chat real quick. I'm testing out the chat. I'm testing out the chat. Okay, I just sent a message in there. Does it work? Can you reply? I don't know. Play with it. Do whatever. This is our first live stream here on X for Dale Center. Lines on the bottom of your screen, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook. It's kind of an interesting time right now. So, leading into this, I have had unbelievable computer problems. I had the black screen, blue circle of death is what I've looked at on Reddit as it's been identified. It's taken me like 8 hours to go through all this troubleshooting nonsense to get it back up. So that's why we're super delayed here on this Friday evening. I wanted to have this out on my YouTube channel like 5 hours ago. So there you go. Weston, what's up, dude? Thanks for chatting. So yeah, I wanted to have this out a while ago. If you subscribe to the Dale Club, that's another link you can find in my link tree here on my profile. Dale Club, I've partnered with for all of 2025 to deliver winning NASCAR bets all season long. Kind of had an up and down weekend at Talladega. Got killed in Xfinity. I'll just take that one on the chin. It wasn't a good card. Only had one guy on the conversation on the final lap. It was Jesse Love. I can blame Leland Honeyman. I was talking to some people at Talladega. I feel like I've lost NASCAR bets in every way humanly possible. And then I lost a Leland Honeyman top 10 because he spun during the choose code. And that was one of my biggest bets. So I'd love to blame that for why we lost, but none of my outrights were in good enough position to make me feel like I capped it decently. So we were bad in Xfinity, good rebound in Cup. If you watched Dale Center last week, if you subscribed to the Dale Club, you had a big Sunday with Austin Cindric, 16-1 outright, Bubba Wallace, top Toyota, 5-1. So had a rebound, but slightly negative on the weekend. Still in the green to start 2025 as we head to Texas Motor Speedway. So, as I'm looking at Xfinity qualifying here, they're talking to Brandon Jones. Maybe put him in another high-quality Menards commercial. I'm going to tell you what I do have, at least for tonight, for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. What is it called? I don't even know what it's called right now. I think it's Speedy.com 250. Is that what it is? Speedy.com 250 at Texas Motor Speedway. I've got a little bit out there. It's been a really frustrating week. Anybody in my Discord, we've kind of mentioned it. Anybody in the NASCAR betting community who uses multiple sportsbook understands what's going on. Are actually the opposite, but understands the frustration that I'm getting into. BetMGM, who's typically very consistent on having top threes, top fives, maybe sometimes some head-to-head matchups for Xfinity or for trucks and Xfinity for that matter, has not dropped anything except outrights. And it's really, really frustrating. Love BetMGM for NASCAR betting, and all we have is outrights. Now, if you're looking to bet on trucks right now at this second, nobody has refreshed odds in all the mainstream books except for BetMGM. But guess what? All they have are outright. So we've been limited all week on trucks, which is so bizarre. I'm keeping an eye on DraftKings Sportsbook because I expect them to have top threes and top fives like they have had most of the week for the Craftsman Truck Series Truck Night in America event tonight. What I do have so far, there's some interesting dialogue here with Carson Hocevar because practice qualifying got rained out. Rained out. You get no track time. You got a cup guy starting 19th at a track that's very hard to pass. You got Nick Sanchez from Xfinity and Spire Equipment. I think he's starting up in the top 10, but no practice, no qualifying for those guys who are cherry picking, if you will. So it's an interesting dynamic on odds, and we have seen some movement. So I am going to go to BetMGM as I get into what I have. Corey Heim is plus 140. I'm kind of hoping maybe we get a Canby drop. Bet Rivers is my reference here. Bet Rivers or Bally, who also have been weird as hell on Craftsman Truck Series odds. Why they have not dropped anything is beyond me. It's ridiculous. I have no idea. So we have no odds on Canby all week long. We have no top threes, no top fives on BetMGM. I'm sure they had them on Caesars, but Hard Rock had them and DraftKings had them, I know, and that's it. So I don't know what we're going to get before we hit the green flag tonight, but I can ramble on and on about this. If you subscribe to the Dale Club, you've seen my bets. I'm on Lane Riggs. I got 10-1. I'd bet him down to 7-1. At 38 truck. Has unloaded with a lot of speed at a variety of different racetracks. I believe in Lane Riggs. If they don't have problems on pit road, they can stay in the conversation. I'm only expecting 2 pit stops. You know, there's not just an excessive, critical tire wear situation we'll deal with tonight. So I'm only expecting 2 pit stops at the end of stage 1 and the end of stage 2. I think we'll see how this race plays out. You might have one in stage 3. I think we might have 1 green flag stop. If you can avoid problems on pit road for Lane Riggs, this team has unloaded with excellent speed most of 2025. I think back at Homestead when they were leading on the white flag, they were a top 3 truck in that race. Get passed by Larson and the crazy things that happened with Corey Heim. He was a contender is my point. So if DraftKings unloads odds again, they had minus 110 for a top 5. Hard Rock had plus money. That could be a max bet for you. Talking about Lane Riggs. I expect him to have a good run tonight and contend for the win. So outright, I got 10-1 on BetMGM. I think that moved down. Looking right now, Lane Riggs 8-1. I would for sure bet that. I love 8-1 for Lane Riggs. No doubt in my mind that will play. Now we're going to go to Caden Honeycutt. Seeing some good line movement here. He was 25-1 at BetMGM earlier this week and this morning. 24-1 on FanDuel is where I got him. Now you're looking at 16-1 for Caden Honeycutt. I could deal with that. If you haven't bet Honeycutt yet, Nice Motorsports has come out here before with very fast race trucks. Hocevar got his first Truck Series win here in 2023, albeit it was a shit show, complete chaos. I think Nick Sanchez kind of threw a little bit of a bad block. The whole field wrecked. Hocevar won. But Nice has come out to these 1.5 miles for years now and have unloaded with good speed. So, you know, I think back to Ross Chastain when they were almost dominant at these type of racetracks. Caden Honeycutt has had speed all year long. So give me Honeycutt. 16-1 is okay. If you can find 18-1, 20-1, that'd be better. Shop around as we get closer and closer to the green flag, which is about 8 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, Honeycutt is a priority play tonight for me. I think you got to take a shot at Grant Enfinger. With practice and qualifying getting rained out, they have track position. I'll be honest with you. I mean, anybody who tails my bets, I've talked about this on Dale Center. I've talked about this in my Discord. I have no idea how to cap Grant Enfinger. Like, no idea. No clue. I mean, I'm on the wrong side of Grant Enfinger every single time. I bet him. He's 12-1 guy, 10-1 guy at a racetrack that he's been good at in the past. He goes out and lays an egg and runs 17th on speed. I don't bet on him. he fucking charges to the front and wins. It is the one guy outside of Ty Majeski who, I mean, I don't even want to talk about Ty. You want me to get mad? You want me to burn my house down live? Ask me about Ty Majeski. I'm not talking about him. But Grant Enfinger's a guy that I just can't figure out. He just kind of sneaks up out of nowhere at some of these tracks, and they just have speed, and they come out, they run top 3, they run top 5. Oftentimes they utilize good strategy. Oftentimes they do something different than the leaders if they don't have speed, and they get track position that way. So I think Grant Enfinger, I got 24-1. I'd bet him down to 18-1, 20-1 range tonight if you can get his outright. Pulling back up BetMGM. If I can find my cursor here, looking to BetMGM, 18-1 for Enfinger. I'm fine with that. He's got track position. Texas, very hard to pass. Most of the guys that win here since the repave have started up front. So keep an eye on Grant Enfinger. 18, 20-1 range, I think is acceptable. And then those are the 4 outrights. Oh, and Stuart Friesen, I'm sorry. I'm going to take a shot at Stuart Friesen. He won here in 2022 in a phenomenal finish with Christian Eckes when he was with ThorSport. I think Friesen's had more speed than his finishes reflect in 2025. They've had some bad deals. Should have won Atlanta. I know Atlanta does not relate to this racetrack at all. But Stuart Friesen, 55-1, 60-1 range. I'm looking at 60-1 right now on BetMGM. I went ahead and hit 55-1 earlier today. So 50-1, 60-1. Just taking a shot at Stuart Friesen, who is buried deep in the field, which is a problem with the qualifying getting rained out. Guy that's run well here before, had some decent speed throughout 2025. That's all I got. Just take a stab at it. We'll see what his top 3 is, if we can get some top 3s, get some top 5s. Maybe a 10-1 to 12-1 range top 3 is what I would expect for Stuart Friesen. Not bad if you can get that. DraftKings still has not dropped odds. I'm going to check Canby one time real quick. Canby has finally dropped odds. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Bet Rivers, get to it. They have odds. Corey Heim is plus 150. Enfinger, 22-1. Honeycutt, 20-1. There's your best prices you're going to see for the rest of the night, I think. For Honeycutt and Enfinger, 2 guys on a bet not. Best price you're going to see on Bet Rivers, Bally. I don't know, what are some other Canby books? But those are the 2 I use, whether it's on my phone as a reference or at the casino nearby. So there you go. Good odds there for those guys. Friesen's 50-1 there. He's 60-1 on BetMGM, so check that out. Now, what I was hoping, what I put in my write-up for the Dale Club, is that when Canby dropped odds, typically they are a little bit more advantageous for us on favorites. When you see Corey Heim or Kyle Busch, these guys are on even money in the Truck Series. Kyle Larson on most books. Typically, Canby will have... they'll have a little bit of extra value, like a plus 150, plus 180, maybe closer to 2-1. They do not. Plus 150. So that leads me to my final outright. I think Corey Heim is going to win tonight. And God, I really hate to say that because I hate betting these borderline even money outrights in NASCAR. They're really, really scary because you're putting a lot down, not getting the same type of return that you would get for a Caden Honeycutt, a Grant Enfinger, etc. But I really do think Corey Heim is going to come out here and he's going to have the best truck. I think no practice, no qualifying benefits the 11 team more than anybody in the field because they come out to every single one of these mile and a halves. In 2025, they should have won Homestead. They won Vegas. They've had dominant speed at somewhat correlating racetracks in 2025, and he ran second here to Kyle Busch in 2024. He's got track position too. Sometimes last year, especially, we talked about how Tricon would kind of sandbag in qualifying or just struggle on qualifying trim. 2025 has been different, and when you look at the formula to set the starting lineup with no qualifying, Corey Heim's going to be starting up towards the front in the top 10. So give me Corey Heim. I'm probably going to bet it. You'll see it on my betting card if you subscribe to the Dale Club. with his specific unit allocations, it's probably going to be a max bet. As much as I hate to do it, I really do think Corey Heim is going to be tough to beat tonight at Texas. So that's what I have for outrights. In the rare event that we get top fives again, which at this point, I'm not so sure. Here are some top five bets that I plugged. Caden Honeycutt. If you get 2-1 or better for top five, that's a max bet for me. I think Caden Honeycutt, those guys at Nice are going to have a fast piece tonight. I've already talked about him for the outright. You can get 20-1 right now over on Bet Rivers. I can't say enough about Caden Honeycutt and how I feel about him tonight. Top five max play is easily my favorite bet of the night for truck night in America. A couple underdog top fives. I talked about Stuart Friesen earlier as a possibility. If we can see where the books have him, I doubt they're gonna reload a lot differently than what we saw yesterday and today on these books. But hopefully, if they do reload, you can see what his odds are for a top five. Friesen maybe 6-1, 7-1. I think he's going to be more around 5-1. That could be bettable. But the three that I plugged earlier, all via DraftKings Sportsbook. Caden Honeycutt top five at plus 210. Worth noting, Hard Rock did have a better line there, but here's the deal. And I hate to even have to talk about this, but this post-race inspection shit is actually, I really feel like for a few weeks, we should cater towards betting more on these sports books that don't acknowledge post-race inspection. So DraftKings does both, which is fantastic, right? That gives you possibilities, because I've had betting cards where I've had three guys for a top five bet and they finished 5th, 6th, or 7th, or 6th, 7th, or 8th. That's happened before. And these three top five bets, I could see that happening. I could see all three of these guys running well inside the top 10 tonight. Caden Honeycutt, max play, as I talked about. Gio Ruggiero, 11-1. He's 12-1 on Hard Rock. Once again, just do it on DraftKings. It's not that big of a difference, and you don't get penalized if, for whatever reason, they fail post-race inspection. And then Andres Perez. I said well inside the top 10. Andres Perez is more of a flyer. 22-1. Inspire equipment. You get some chaos like we had here a couple years ago, where you had a bunch. I mean, Haley Deegan finished P6. Ryan Vargas finished P8. I mean, you had some wacky type of finishes for some smaller teams when we had a lot of chaos here in 2023. Based on this new, I say it's new, but it's been a long time. I think it's been 6, 7, 8 years since they reconfigured it. With the shitty reconfiguration at Texas Motor Speedway, we could get some chaos. So I think I'm taking two young guns and good equipment. 10-1 or better is a decent strategy for some good underdog sweats tonight. So to recap, truck card: Lane Riggs, Caden Honeycutt, Grant Enfinger, Stuart Friesen outright. Top five: Caden Honeycutt, Gio Ruggiero, and Andres Perez. And you're probably going to see a Corey Heim bet. You're probably going to see a Corey Heim bet tonight. I'm hoping somebody will drop odds and give me something a little bit better than plus 150, but I think that's a tough ask for these guys with about an hour and a half to 2 hours before green flag. So that's what I have for trucks. Xfinity. Have we started practice yet, chat? Let's see. I gotta refresh. I'm pulling up the CW app because you can't watch it anywhere else, which isn't a problem for me, but it is a problem for some. See if I can get any type of leaderboard to see what this looks like. And it's a commercial. All I have for Xfinity, couple underdog guys. In case you missed it, Kyle Larson's in the field, filling in for Connor Zilic, who has a... look, hear me out here. I saw this interview that Connor Zilic gave. I think it was to Bob Pockrass. What the fuck is going on there, dude? He said he might get in trouble if he talked about the extent of his back injury. He might get in trouble? Bizarre interview. You got to check it out. Bob Pockrass tweeted it. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I like Hunter Zillich, but Kyle Larson is driving his car, the number 88. So you put Larson in prime equipment. He's minus 150, minus 140 on every fucking book. I'm not putting a lot on this for tomorrow. My favorite bet of the weekend is a Christian Eckes top 5. I think Christian Eckes, all year long, they have not gotten the finishes that they've probably deserved. They've been borderline top 5 speed at a variety of different racetracks, right around the top 10. Christian Eckes is only going to get better and better and better. And Colleague Racing in that number 16 car, 3 straight top 5 finishes at Texas with 2 different drivers. Allmendinger top 5 last year, who's now in Cup. Chandler Smith top 5 2023, now in trucks. Allmendinger top 5 year before, as we said, now in Cup. So Colleague in that number 16 car has brought legitimate speed to Texas over the past 3 years. So Eckes top 5, 6-1, 7-1, totally worth it. I've already plugged it, and I went ahead and took his outright, 65-1 on FanDuel. I mean, just for a penny, just in case you get some craziness. If he's running close to the front, never give up. Never give up, because Austin Hill, Martinsville is all you need to go back and look at to justify betting an underdog who you think could be semi close to the front in a late race moment. You could even say Justin Allgaier at Miami too. So yeah, I think Eckes is a good play. And then Nick Sanchez really should have won his first race here a couple years ago in the Truck Series. I feel like where he's going to shine the most is probably these 1.5-mile type of racetracks in the number 48 car. So 55-1 for Nick Sanchez and the Big Machine Racing number 48 entry. They've had some speed kind of off and on throughout the year. He's a rookie going through growing pains. I don't mind taking his top 5 too if you can get a good line there. But I went ahead and just took those 2 outrights for a penny and took the Eckes top 5 for a little over a unit. So that's what I got for Xfinity. I'm really going to take it easy here, as I can't reiterate enough. You get Kyle Larson in the field, he's probably going to fuck him up tomorrow. I mean, it sucks, man. It sucks. As a race fan, whatever, fine. I've never been the guy that hated the Cup guys jumping down to Xfinity, jumping down to trucks, because those are the stars that you like, right? Like those are the guys that you like to see race every Sunday. So to get to see your favorite drivers race, an additional race on Saturday, an additional race on Friday, is pretty cool. But as time has gone on and we've gotten into the betting world 6 years ago, I hate it now. God, I hate it. I cannot stand it when they jump down. We've had these conversations for years in our Discords about Kyle Busch jumping down in trucks. I mean, how complicated it makes everything. So I hate it. My ultimate instinct here is to stay away from betting on Xfinity other than a few underdogs, and we'll see what happens in this. I guess we have an abbreviated practice coming up and then qualifying. So what the hell? Somebody's carrying somebody on their back. I'm not sure who that is. That's weird. Anyway, that's what I got for Xfinity. So let's talk about Cup. Lines on the bottom of your screen, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook. I've got some Cup bets. I've got some Cup bets out there that I plugged yesterday, I believe. Yesterday or the day before. And this has been a 50-50 track for me in terms of success over the years. Last year was a good one. We had a terrible bad beat. I think I had a max bet last year in this race on Ross Chastain top 10. He was running second on the white flag and got wrecked. At the same time, I remember having a long shot bet on Hocevar, I think, for a top 10. He got the top 10 because of Chastain wrecking. So I think I had that. I had a Keselowski top 5 or top 4 or something. Anyway, last year we were profitable here via some props. I did not have Chase Elliott in 2024, but I do have him in 2025. I'll start there. I think Chase Elliott being 20-1, 18-1 range, which is what I saw over on DraftKings Sportsbook. just feel like it's too long. I feel like it's too long for the defending winner here. You know, I think they've got to be coming back to Texas with some more confidence. A little worried about their program relative to their teammates. I mean, they struggled at Bristol compared to what Larson and Bowman had, and Byron as well. I think he was top 6. But I just feel like, you know, if you see 18-1 for Elliott, who won this race last year, had legitimate speed here and in 2023, yeah, give me 18-1. DraftKings has had some substantial movement from 20-1 down to, as I pull it up here, Elliott down to 12-1 on DraftKings. Holy shit. I'm going to pull up BetMGM too, but I think FanDuel is where you're going to have the best Elliott line outright. 16-1 on BetMGM, 18-1 on FanDuel. I'll check Canby real quick too. Hold on. We'll check BetRivers. 16-1 on BetRivers. So yeah, I'd go to FanDuel, take Chase Elliott. 18-1 I think is a good bet heading into this weekend. I did want to take Kyle Larson. I noted this on my Dub Club write-up yesterday. Kyle Larson was at 5-1, but I couldn't get myself into a position quick enough to bet that. He moved very, very quickly down to about 3.5-1 on DraftKings. I see plus 370 on FanDuel, plus 375 on BetMGM, plus 425 on Canby over on BetRivers is the best line that I've seen. I'd like 5-1 or better for Larson heading into qualifying. He's been so fast here, man. I mean, speed ranking, I'm sure he's up in the top 3, top 5. Just always has had issues with wrecks. Last year had a loose wheel. Eventually you're gonna see an ounce of normalcy. I know I opened the program with talking about how this is a chaotic race, and it is. It's very chaotic, especially with a cup car. It just does not do well here. You have one lane that's dominant. You've got a car that plows in dirty air. So guys, you'll see it in turns 1 and 2 on Sunday, where somebody on the bottom line just drifts up, causes a chain reaction, and somebody spins in 1 and 2 and crashes. And then which is bizarre because in Xfinity and trucks, not as much of an issue, but in 3 and 4, it's like a fucking ice skating rink in the top lane in that area of the track too. The Cup guys wrecked in 3 and 4. Denny Hamlin, Michael McDowell, multiple times last year. So it's just a calamity racetrack, and it didn't used to be that way before the repave. Even after the repave, you know, you just kind of knew that there was one dominant lane around the racetrack, and that's it. But with a Gen 7 car, how poor it is in dirty air, how aero sensitive it is, how difficult it is to catch when you lose it, and with just a remarkably piece of shit racetrack after a repave, it's an elite combination for chaos. So I think you're going to see some chaos, but I feel like Kyle Larson is due to avoid said chaos. And I think if he comes out, has the best car, like I will expect, qualifies well, he's going to be tough to beat. So I've been thinking about Larson. I do want to bet him, but I don't want to bet lower than 5-1. Because every time I do that with Kyle Larson, I get fucked. So we're going to pause. Next up. So I've got Elliott. I'm leaning towards Larson. Happy to wait. We got to talk about Ryan Blaney, man. I mean, Ryan Blaney, the book's laying him at 9-1. He's 8-1 on BetMGM. 9.5-1 on FanDuel. I don't know how you don't bet on Ryan Blaney this weekend. Okay, well, I do know how, because like I said earlier, how I feel about Ty Majeski. You say his name and I just Arthur Fist meme, you know, I'm so fucking angry with how I've been treated by this guy. Respectfully. There's probably a lot of people that feel that way about Ryan Blaney. I mean, bad beat after bad beat. A couple times this year, fastest car, blown engine. I think at Homestead and Phoenix. Fastest car at Darlington. Crazy caution at the end. Pit crew cost him the race. Doesn't win that when he had a rocket ship at Darlington. So my point here is, you know, the two guys that I feel like that have unloaded with the best equipment consistently at these technical racetracks. I'll say 3 guys. Well, I don't know. I was going to say Christopher Bell, but Christopher Bell, after his 3-race win streak, has not been near as competitive. Just on pure speed, 2 guys stick out to me. Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney. We know Larson's a favorite, but you're going to put Ryan Blaney, who at the last few technical racetracks has been in that favorite, co-favorite conversation. You're going to hang him at 9-1, 9.5-1. I think it's an auto bet. He's had success here in the past. He won that all-star race back in 2022, I believe, with the window net issue. So Blaney has proven, and his team has proven, they've come to a variety of racetracks in 2025 and had elite speed, especially compared to their Penske teammates. My God. So I think you got to bet Ryan Blaney 9-1. I got nothing else to say about that. I'm going to go with 2 Gibbs guys here that are underdogs. I'm kind of going with the equipment and a little bit of a gut play here. Chase Briscoe 22-1. I'm going to see if that line is still available. I think it is. 20-1's fine. I see 20-1 on BetMGM and 18-1 on FanDuel. Yeah, I mean 20-1's fine. I like Chase Briscoe. This is a track he's succeeded at in lesser equipment with Stewart-Haas Racing. Almost had a shot to win this race fall of 2023. He was battling with Bubba and Byron for the win in the final 10 laps or so. So I think Chase Briscoe, we're waiting on it. We're waiting to see when he is going to take this top tier team. We know they've got top speed, when he's going to take them to victory lane. I'd like to think sooner rather than later, especially when you build some momentum from Bristol with the top 5. I think they had another top 5. It wasn't Darlington, but maybe Martinsville. I can't remember. I feel like leaving Daytona, Atlanta, Vegas, Homestead is what it was. Top 5 at Homestead, top 5 at Bristol. You have a little bit of momentum outside of Talladega is kind of my point here. So trust the equipment, trust the talent of the driver. 22-1, I think is worth it. I think if Chase, I mean, no, there's no I think, it's a fact. If he goes out and qualifies top 5, which I think is a great possibility tomorrow, goodbye. 22-1, 20-1, gone. He'll be down to 12-1, 14-1, maybe 10-1 range if he goes out and qualifies with track position. So I think Chase Briscoe, worth betting to get some value later on. And then I'm going to go with Ty Gibbs. Man, there's just really not. This is one of those bets. I talked about it on my buddy Johnny's show. Johnny on the Track had me on to talk on his NASCAR betting podcast. I appreciate him. We had a good time talking bets a couple days ago. And Ty Gibbs is just kind of a gut play. Maybe I can go back to Bristol and say, well, they finally showed that they've got legitimate speed running top 3. Maybe they're kind of turning the corner, still looking for that first win. Texas feels like a breakthrough type of racetrack. Definitely more of a gut play. 30-1, you're not risking a lot. So, I know I've got 5 outrights, but I think I've only got about 2.5, 3 units between all 5 of them. So I'm leaving room for a big play on Larson and maybe another guy or two. If, let's say, Denny Hamlin, who's been good at Texas as well, comes out, has a great practice, great qualifying. We could lean maybe to bet on a Hamlin, a Larson. Can't ever rule out William Byron as well with how good he's been here at Texas. Fall 2023 winner, for that matter. So those are the outrights that I have on Blaney, Elliott, Briscoe, Gibbs, and I got one more actually. Tyler Reddick. 7-1, 8-1 range is fine. Tyler Reddick, like Bubba, 23-11 has just been fantastic at these 1.5 miles. And they've been good here. Reddick won here in RCR equipment in this race last year on a late race restart, was in a potential winning position and just kind of got swallowed up. So Tyler Reddick's been good here. 23-11's been good here. I think Reddick could come out here. He could qualify on the pole, lead a lot of laps, take control of this race, and be in the catbird seat to win. So almost left him off looking here, but yeah, Reddick, Blaney, Elliott, Briscoe, Gibbs are the 5 outrights that I have already placed, and then 2 top 10 bets. Zane Smith top 10 is just an auto bet at this point, man. He just constantly at these technical racetracks runs between 10th and 20th. It seems like at every single one. Like they have flipped a switch for Zane Smith and that front row team on just being consistent. You put yourself in the top 15 enough times repeatedly, you're eventually going to break in and score a top 10, maybe even a top 5. I mean, remember Darlington, they were driving through the field on the long run, got screwed by a caution, but they drove up to P6 on speed at Darlington. Zane Smith is starting to figure it out in 2025. He's had success here in trucks before, so Zane, I feel like I don't need a lot. Just go look at his results. He is consistently close to that top 10 number, and if you're gonna hang 12 to 1, I mean, honestly, I'd bet this down to 8 to 1, probably 7 to 1. Let me see what FanDuel has now. FanDuel has been very, very sensitive to line movement. FanDuel has 9 to 1 for Zane Smith top 10. I'd absolutely bet that. No question. I'd bet it. No question. No hesitation. You put him around the top 10 as much as he's been early in this season at several different track types. It's an auto bet. It's an auto bet. Your payout's going to be big when it happens. So Zane Smith, I got 12 to 1, down to 9 to 1. I'd bet that too. And I'm looking here. Justin Haley is 8 to 1. I don't mind that either. I bet on Justin Haley probably way too much for the top 10. So maybe I'm just getting googly-eyed here at the odds. But I got one more top 10 bet. He has not moved. Cole Custer, 27 to 1. I mean, look. You have Cole Custer. You have Cole Custer, who Cole Custer is not a bum, man. This guy can drive the piss out of an Xfinity car. And I feel like the tracks he's going to be better at are these mile and a halves, are these cookie cutters. So Cole Custer, 27 to 1 top 10, same price as Chad Fincham. Did you hear me? One more time. Cole Custer for a top 10 is the same price as Chad Fincham. Who the fuck is Chad Fincham? Respectfully, that's what you just said. I didn't say it. I'm just repeating what you just said at your phone screen, your television screen. I don't even know where you're watching. But just think about that for a minute. Cole Custer can come out here. I expect him to run top 20. Bold prediction. Cole Custer will run top 20, and at 27 to 1, that is worth the sweat. If they catch a good lucky caution, maybe they come out and they have more speed than we anticipate. You get a little bit of chaos, they get through it. 27 to 1 for a sprinkle is worth it. No question about it. Chad Fincham, respectfully, I'm sorry, Chad, but I mean, fuck. What are we doing here? So that's what I got for Cup. Like I said, I'm keeping an eye on Kyle Larson. Kind of hoping we get, 5 to 1 or better. Kind of hoping for maybe not the best qualifying run on Saturday. And then I hate to do this because I've sworn off qualifying, man. Told you guys I am retired from qualifying bets, but I'm thinking about it. 4 guys. I feel like the odds are decent this week. Byron has been really good at qualifying here. I think he's gotten 1 pole in Gen 7. But he's 4 to 1, and they have Kyle Larson 5.5 to 1. I feel like these Hendrick guys, when they're at the top, they never get the pole. So I'm going to look at some Toyota guys. Tyler Reddick, 8 to 1. Chase Briscoe, 10 to 1. Christopher Bell, 12 to 1. Who has been a force at mile and a half racetracks in qualifying. Just pointing that out. Hadn't gotten a pole here at Texas, I don't believe, but look, he's done well enough. He's like the modern day Rocket Man in qualifying. Okay, hold on, don't kill me. He's not near as good as Ryan Newman. I'm just saying Christopher Bell has gotten a lot of pole positions at these mile and a half racetracks since 2022. So Bell is 12 to 1. That's my point here. I mean, come on. Feel like, that's just calling my name. And then Ty Gibbs, 20 to 1. Qualified second here last year. Was close to winning the pole at Bristol. I just feel like if they have turned the corner like I think they have, they're going to be qualifying contenders every single week. So Ty Gibbs 20-1. So 4 guys. I'm not telling you I'm betting them. I might. I'm thinking about it. Just some advice. It could pay off. So that's what I got. I will have this uploaded to YouTube this evening. I appreciate you guys' patience. Thank you for watching this first ever edition of Dale Center Live on X on the Dale Bird. I appreciate the few comments. I just saw them now. So the comment stuff does work. And maybe we'll do more of these, maybe hopefully at a better time in the early afternoon, in the morning. Like I said, I had a lot of computer problems today. I troubleshooted for like 84 fucking hours trying to get my computer to not be black screen anymore. It was a pain in the ass, but we fixed it. I think we're here. We got bets. We're gonna keep an eye on trucks to see what we can have. I'm gonna do one more refresh before I go off the air here. Nope, DraftKings still has nothing. We're approaching about an hour before green flag. I don't expect FanDuel to do a damn thing. I'll look at ESPN bet because I know some of you guys use ESPN. See if they have anything. Okay, ESPN does have odds. Corey Heim plus 150, Honeycutt 18-1. Do they have top? Oh, they do have top 3s and top 5s. Caden Honeycutt, if you have ESPN bet, plus 275. Max that motherfucker out. Love that. BetMGM, are you going to give us any top 5s? Anything, please. Oh, they do have them. Holy shit. I can't believe that. They do. They have them. They hadn't had them all week. All right, well, I got to get to the casino. Honeycutt top 5 plus 150. Eesh. Don't like that. Yeah, they have really. Oh my God, Gio Ruggiero 4-1 top 5. Holy shit. Okay, they have come down big time. All right. Well, keep an eye. Remember, hit the link tree in my profile. Subscribe to the Dale Club, who I've teamed up with all year long for winning NASCAR bets. We're about 17 and a half. No, actually 16 and a half units in the green to start 2025. Been a lot of ups and downs, but feel very confident in my process. Feel very confident in this weekend, except for Xfinity. That can go fuck itself because we have Kyle Larson. But for trucks and Cup, feel very good about what we have and what we're going to have heading into the weekend. So check that out. You'll see any additions to my betting cards tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday only on dubclub.win. So thank you guys for watching. I got to get to the casinos to see what I can get down before Truck Night in America tonight. Thanks again, and hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend at Texas. How the fuck do I end the stream? Oh, there it is. Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.